breath in. Understanding that a lot of our anxiety comes from the things that we don't say. No, I need to figure out how to stream on all three from my phone because the quality is not good on my computer. So I'm going to try to start that officially in February. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. If you're able to, close your eyes. And just take some deep breaths in and out. And set an intention for today. How do you want today to go? Continuing, breathing in and out, mindfully. Setting an intention or creating a mantra for today. Mine has been, I can do hard things for the last 3 years. I can do hard things. I make everything easy. I love that. Yes. Notice where you're still carrying tension in your body. Notice your forehead, your eyes, eyelids, your nose, lips and jaw. I'm so sorry for your loss. Sending you so much love. Our pets, our family. I make everything easy. Yes. Take a deep breath in and let it all go. Be present with yourself in this moment. Your mind is always somewhere else, always racing, always going a million miles a minute. Take a second to slow down. Be mindful of your thoughts. Don't attach to them. Hi, Ruby. Take a moment to just be for a second. Let go of the worry. Let go of the anxiety. Let go of it all. Just be here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Start out with waking up and being intentional. A lot of us wake up anxious. A lot of us wake up in a rush. A lot of us wait to the last minute to get out of the bed, and then we're rushing and we have this energy. A lot of us roll right over and get right on our phone and just dive into the world and the energy and all the different things. And then we wonder why sometimes we feel the way that we feel and why we feel upset. And sometimes it's not even our feelings. It's just that we didn't take the time to really sit with ourselves, just even waking up 10 minutes earlier to just have a moment with yourself, get clear on how you feel. I'm working a lot and teaching a lot around projection. And I think that one reason why we project a lot is because we're not aware of how we're actually feeling. And so this is why I like to start the risings with the sound healing and mindfulness and deep breaths, and then asking you, how do you actually feel, so that you can own it, so that you can get comfortable with it. And even if it's not happy, or even if it's not joyous, it's okay to own that you feel angry today. It's okay to own that you feel sad. It's okay to own that you still feel resentful over that thing that happened a year ago. It's okay to own that. And then we don't have to push that or project that onto other people, because we're comfortable with just owning all these parts of ourselves. Because why is it so easy for you to own your happiness when you walk around and you're happy? Yes. Why is it so easy for you to laugh and joke and own this and own that? But then when it comes to your anger, that's where you disappear. Or when it comes to your anger, it's passive aggressive and it's projected. Why can't you just own the fact that you may be angry today? Hi, we do that through Cash App, but I will open the list in a little bit. So please hang on. I do the personal readings a little bit more towards the middle of today's live. So thank you for asking. Yeah. So we really do need to start getting honest and getting more and becoming more aware of how we actually feel so that we can just start owning these parts of ourselves. So I want to I want to hear from you guys. First of all, how are you feeling today? You feel proud. I love that. How do you feel? How are we feeling? Regardless, the need of this message will be off to take my children to school shortly. Okay. That's awesome. I'll be on till about 10 a.m. Eastern. Feeling amazing. Hey, great day ahead. Hey, hey. Love it. Hearts. Okay. Feeling good. Yeah, I am feeling really inspired. I actually was late coming on here today because I made the mistake of starting to edit something that I had no business editing in such a short time. Like I know, like I get fixated on things. And so I had no business. Oh, let me just see if I can just edit real quick. I know I can't edit it. Okay. Yeah. And so I was just like, why did I start this? And then I got fixated on it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to rush and make a mistake just because I'm trying to get it done in 10 minutes when that's not even rational. What am I doing? So I was just a little frustrated with myself, but I'm feeling good and I'm here and we did it and we made it. Your outfit of the day said, oh, thank you. This is my office outfit. I told myself, yo, I used to dress, when I went to corporate America before I left corporate America, I loved it. I was like, okay, let me dress up with my pencil skirts and my wide leg, high waisted pants. I love fashion. I didn't realize how much I loved it. And so then it was so awesome that I made my own job. And then here's what my uniform looks like today. Look, the back is cropped. I love it. I think it's so cute. I just put it together. I feel sad, but I know everything will be fine. I love that you're being honest about feeling sad. Obviously, you have a reason to feel sad on top of other things that may be going on. So, yes, please sit in it, feel it, process it, know that it will return after it leaves and it will go around in circles. And so once you learn to get more comfortable with your sadness and you learn to get more comfortable with your anger and other emotions that sometimes are hard for us to process, then when they come up, you just sit in it and then you realize, oh my gosh, like I'm not ruminating on this for like 5 months. Oh my gosh, I'm not still holding resentment for 9 years. And that's because we're not meant to be holding these emotions for that long. We're meant to feel it, sit in it, and then we shake it out and we do it, dance, and we process and we talk about it, and then we make a conscious choice at the end. The end is always a conscious choice to just let it go or move past it or choose happiness. Once you process the feelings that you feel like you can't help, like I can't help this anger, then you process it and you realize, okay, I'm not really that angry about this. Do I still want to keep talking about this? Is it still something that I want to take, the priority in my day? And then you're like, okay, I talked to it. Did I get everything off my chest? Even if the person didn't apologize, have I made peace with who I am as a person? I don't need that apology. And then in that moment, you kind of make that conscious choice to say, okay, I'm ready to move forward. I don't want to keep talking about this every day. I don't want to keep doing this every day, I want to move forward and give my energy to something else. And it's a process. And some of us do have a harder time letting go of things. Some of us grew up in households where families and our parents held grudges. And some of you have still heard the grudges. I came from a father who constantly was in a loop of always saying the things that my mom did wrong to him while never acknowledging anything that he did. And it was just like a constant loop that he was in. And so I learned over the years, oh, we don't let go of things. So we just hold on to stuff. And so I found myself really falling deep into that type of behavior, holding grudges for 15 years, and then wondering why I'm not feeling inspired, wondering why I'm feeling exhausted, wondering why I'm always gossiping and talking, and it's because I'm refusing to let it go. I'm just constantly, and then I realized, man, do people feel about me the way I feel about my dad? Whenever we have a conversation, it always leads back to this thing that I've said I don't care about, but I keep talking about it over and over. And that's because we haven't made peace with it. My dad never actually made peace with it because you can't have reconciliation without truth. And yes, maybe some of the parts that he was talking about regarding my mom were true, but he kept omitting the parts about himself that were true. And that's why he was in a constant loop, because the reconciliation is the accountability on all the parts. You can't feel that whole and completeness without the part that you wrote play in it. And that's something that my dad particularly, but I know a lot of people struggle with, sitting in that shame or sitting in that guilt or sitting in that truth. It feels like fire. It does. It feels like you're burning up. It feels like you're just like, you just can't take it. Like, and it's just the being seen in your shortcomings for some people just feels like I rather do anything, and that's why some people can't even handle it. It's true. And there's some people that make a decision that I would rather just not be here than have to bear the feelings and the pain of what I've done and people knowing and the shame of what that will feel like. And there's so many other reasons. This is just one example. I'm not saying that this is the blanket reason of why we choose to do these things, but I'm saying that I think that this is one of them, that the shame that people feel is so unbearable. And, sometimes people think that the things that they do are so unforgivable that the only other option, you know? And I'm sorry we're getting a little dark here, but it's just honest. And so this is why when we can get more comfortable with our shame and we can understand that we're all carrying the shame, and if we could be more supportive collectively with each other and not be tearing each other down whenever someone cries or makes an honest statement, or you see someone that is angry, instead of just judging them and just defining them by this anger, why don't you ask questions and be a little more inquisitive and get curious? Because that's exactly what you needed. It's what you still need. Those tantrums and those upsets that you had when you were younger, you didn't need someone to shut you down. You didn't need someone to hit you. You needed someone to sit down and get on your level and look at you in the eyes and say, hey, I hear you. I understand you. I may not know exactly what it is, but this pain that you're feeling, I've been there. And, you needed someone to just sit with you and not make you feel like you were a bad person because you had a basic human emotion. And some of us have been made to feel like we are bad people because we've felt anger or expressed it. And so now we just stopped expressing it, but we didn't stop expressing it. It shows up in our behaviors. It shows up in the road rage. It shows up in the way that you have zero patience with the cashier. It shows up with how you have zero patience with your children. And it's the anger that you haven't been allowed to express that still finds its way through the cracks and bleeds onto people who really don't deserve that level of anger. It's just perpetuated over the years because you don't give yourself a safe space to truly release it without having to look a certain way. Maybe going in your room and hitting some pillows and screaming and yelling at the top of your lungs is exactly what you need. But what if the neighbors hear you? Maybe going in your room and screaming at the top of your lungs and taking a baseball bat and hitting some things is exactly what you need. But what will people think in my house? What will they think? Will they think I'm crazy? Will they think I'm weird? No, I think it's weird that we all are walking around about to explode, on the verge. And this is why one by one we all are having our nervous breakdowns. One by one we're all having our nervous breakdowns because we're all hitting the wall and recognizing that we don't have, oh yeah, no, I'm doing it. I'm doing good. No, you're really good at coping, the maladaptive way that you're coping, and it's slowly probably, too much of anything. So yes, you may think that, yes, you're handling it good because you don't talk about it and you're not crying all the time. But the way that you drink so much, I beg to differ. The way that you work all the time seems like something that you're suppressing. The way that you just constantly eat processed food, you can't stop, seems like there's something else that you don't want to feel. And that makes you feel the dopamine, the way that you can't stop eating the sugar. It just seems like, the way everything is so much better when I just need to get through it. And so that's what I'm saying. Some of us have gotten really good at lying to ourselves. And then when you do something like work, which is actually praised in our society, when you do something like work 70, 80 hours a week because you really don't want any time to think and you have a family to take care of, this is what men usually do. Not saying that all of us do it, that all men do this, but I've seen this very common in my male clients and just men that I talk to in general, because working and providing is such a masculine energy thing that we've, given to the men. And so then when I have to have all this pressure to provide and I have to have all this pressure to do all the things and do all this stuff, and the way that I'm seen and the way that I'm perceived really matters because I want that respect. And I was taught that if I cry and break down, people will lose respect, especially women. So let me just hold it in, all the things that I've been suffering from since childhood, and let me just hold in all the pressures that I've been feeling with life and having to do all this. And I really don't feel happy with what I'm doing, but I got to. I don't have a choice not to because I have to do these things. And then we just work. So this is a good thing. Let me just work. I got to make the money. I got to do it. I'm providing. Let me just work. And so you can see that sometimes the addictions are something that are being praised and something that people are like, hey, We need that money. Not recognizing that, yeah, I'm working a lot and maybe we have food on the table, but I'm suffering in silence and I'm exhausted because I'm working so much. And then even when I get home, my mind is racing. And not saying that this is just limited to men, but I just see it in that example a lot. Bye. So, yeah, it's just interesting all the ways that we cope and all the ways that we are really good at convincing ourselves that we're happier than we are, convincing ourselves that this is what we want to be doing, because to think about how much we've invested in our families and how much we've invested in our jobs and how much we've invested in our friendships, I don't even want to think or fathom the option of maybe having to let this go. I don't even want to think or fathom the dauntingness of like having to start over my career. What are you talking about? I've been in this job or this career or this field or this industry for 20 years. This is all I know. My resume is literally this. You mean you want me to start over and take that risk and take that leap of faith? And what if I don't make enough money? And I've always heard that it takes like 5 years to actually start making this. And then how am I going to do that? And then the good picky bye. You see the spiral, instead of just taking the first step. You need to know the full plan before you can take the leap, because you don't trust the unknown. You have fear of the unknown. So unless you have the full 5-year plan, how is it laid out? Let me see, is it guaranteed? Because letting go of control is so terrifying for you. Letting go of control is so terrifying for you. But if you're scared of letting go of control, guess what? Things will happen a lot out of your control. I've realized this. Whatever your fears are, the universe, God, source is going to give you those fears so that you can face them. So if you're scared of losing control, guess what? A family member, something's going to happen out of your control. For me, it was my dad getting sick. I was always so terrified of death, always so terrified. Still am, still have anxiety around it. But it was out of my control. When he started getting sick and all the things, I just felt very like, this is something I can't do. What do I do? How can I do it? How do I fix it? I can't. What can the doctors do more? And it was just, I had to surrender. Like, oh my gosh, this is happening, whether I like it or not. And what am I going to do? How am I going to react? What is the first step that I'm going to take? And so a lot of us have the downloads that the step needs to be taken right now, but because we're so scared, the time just keeps going and the life keeps moving, and you get more and more uncomfortable the more aware that you are that you're not in the right alignment. And then all of a sudden, like the mama bird, the universe, God, source goes, bah! You're kicked from the nest. And so then when you've been sitting on this relationship that you've known that you've needed to get out of, that you've known that you've needed to end, all of a sudden, they come to you first and say, hey, I've moved on. And then it feels like this deep abandonment, because you've known for months, maybe years, that this was not right. But the main reason why you didn't follow your heart is because you were so worried about how they were going to feel. You were so worried about breaking them down. And that's beautiful. Of course, we care about other people, but at the expense of ourselves. So then all of a sudden you feel betrayed even more. You feel so abandoned that they came to you instead and said, hey, I found somebody else that's more in alignment with me. Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. All of a sudden, I knew it. Why didn't I was sit for, and all of a sudden the resentment that you really have towards yourself because you didn't listen to your intuition, because you weren't honoring yourself, all that resentment and that abandonment is amplified onto the other person, because how dare you leave me when I abandoned myself to not hurt you? Now it just seems like you don't even care, walking away so easily. But I spent 2 years in a mental prison because I was so worried about your feelings. And now it seems like I'm just so easily disposable. It just seems like I'm so easily disposed. And yeah, you do feel that because you easily disposed of yourself, of your comfort, of your safety, of your truth, of how you were feeling. Yes, you disposed of that. So yeah, you're going to be mirrored back those feelings. So that you can feel it and stop doing it, because the only way that you change is the response to the pain that you feel. And this is why you have to stop with this, and we got to stop, and I know we all have to, in the ways that we do it, if we're using it to escape something. So yeah, that self-abandonment does hit hard once you realize that you've abandoned yourself, only to get the same result that you were so terrified of. This wasn't the outcome that you wanted, but it was already the outcome that you knew was coming. It was already the outcome that you knew was needed, but it was just too hard for you to choose yourself, that someone else had to force you. And that was my story. I'm talking about myself. That was my story. I'm talking about myself, you know? Love hard. That's what it says. You know, love hard. Oh, how are we doing? How are we feeling? Is this resonating with you? I just feel like I've been speaking a lot about relationships because I know they're some of our biggest teachers. And hold on, let me go. I think I forgot to put on some deodorant. I feel like I'm sweating already. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, Lord, let me stretch. Stretch my legs. While I'm up, you can see the fit. While I'm up, you can see the fit. Oh, while I'm up, you can see the fit. I love today's outfit. I'm gonna wear some sneakers with it. I just want to go around town. Hey, go around town. Hey, go around town. Hey. Oh, you guys, my knees feeling better. Hey, my knees feeling better. I'm so excited. Hey, hey, I'm so excited. Hey, hey, hey. I'm so excited. Hey, hey, hey. I'm just really grateful to move, okay? I'm just really grateful to move. So grateful for my body. So grateful for the ability to recover. So grateful for how my body just be doing stuff when I'm sleeping, and every day I wake up better. Thank you, body, doing all these things when I'm just resting and I'm just over here and my body's just working hard and healing. I'm so grateful that I can heal. I'm so grateful that I'm healthy. I'm so grateful that I took care of myself so that my healing is better. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to take better care of myself and to be more self-disciplined and love on myself in a way that I've never loved on myself. Okay? Okay. I just needed to say that. I just wanted to say it. I'm so grateful. I am. I really am. I'm grateful. That's what I say every single day before I go live. Say, dear God, universe, source, thank you so much for waking me up to be of service to you and the collective, humanity, and myself. And I'm so glad that this is what I get to do. And even in the times that it's hard and it's rough, and sometimes I've been wanting to give up just on the surface, and not really, but I'm just so grateful that this is what I get to do. I'm so grateful that I get to create and I have the space to just do different things. And I know that I'm just really protected and taken care of. Wow. I'm really, I'm just smiling a lot and excited because I was in such a dark hole for like the last 3 months, and I really tried to get myself out prematurely. I really tried to spiritually bypass some shit. I said, I know, spirit, listen, I know I have to be talking to people about spiritually bypassing, but damn, can I bypass a little bit? Spirit, I know that I be telling them that they can't bypass the feelings. I know that I tell them that they got to feel it in order to heal it, but damn. Can I just get a couple weeks off? Can I get some, please? It's been too heavy. And that's because I was suppressing so much anger. This is what I was talking about. I'm always talking about myself. I was suppressing so much anger from like 30 years that when I finally said, all right, let's just see what this anger thing is all about. What would it be like if I just felt it? Damn, it like, because it wasn't just, oh, I'm angry because of what happened today. No, all of a sudden I opened the portal, man, and I was just like, wait, damn, I was just getting ready to start working. I thought no, I didn't know. I opened a anger portal. And I thought it was just going to be, oh, I'm just mad for a week. Nah, bitch. I was out for 3 months. Anger, punching the air, waking up, couldn't sleep, heart racing. Every conversation with my friends was about what I was angry about. I had to process it finally. And it took me 3-4 solid months of really sitting in it. And I was like, damn, this stuff is crazy. We can't be suppressing this because I don't have time to be out for 4 months over something. Okay. So this is why going forward, I need to be feeling it right now. So as soon as you make me mad, I'm going to be pissed. Okay. So just know any of you guys in here, if you make me mad, I'm mad right now and let me go through it. Okay. Because you don't want me to be mad at you for 4 months, 6 months, 6 years later. All of a sudden I'm mad at you for 4 months because of what you did today. Let me just feel it today. Okay. This really taught me, golly, this stuff really, I'm mad because I really was having thoughts and anger from stuff when I was like 20 years old. And I was like feeling so insecure and vulnerable to show those parts of me, which is a lot of reasons why I hid, because these parts of me have never been accepted by my father, especially, or my mom really. But my dad never accepted my anger. He always tried to out yell me and always flipped shit around. So I always just learned, let me just go be by myself in my anger. No one cares. And then I just stopped feeling anger altogether. I think, I don't know. But, yeah, it was like 4 months. And so it really made me realize, sorry, I did something in my neck. It really made me realize, no, you got to feel this and it'll wait for you. These feelings wait for you, babes. Okay. These feelings will wait for you. They just wait for you they just wait for you. Hey, we just waiting for you. Hey, you just waiting for you. Hey, when you gonna feel it? When you want to feel it. Is it 60? Is it 70? Is it 30? Is it 50? Is it 40? For real. It really is like that. I think my dad, like, he thought he was going to get out of it. No. He had to sit with it even towards the end. Nope. 70, 72. Nope. He had to sit with stuff. And so it's like, I really realized we're not going to get out of it. Okay. And you don't want to, I feel like not feeling these feelings really does rob us for the space of having the other feelings. You know, we got to make reconciliation, and we can't have reconciliation without truth. And there's some of you that are not being really honest about how you actually feel, especially when it comes to your parents. There's some of you that are deeply, deeply hurt and disappointed, and you mask that with anger all the time, or just avoidance. And I understand there's some that it is safer for you to be in no contact. It's safer for you to just know, whatever. But some of us are perpetuating old narratives and stories. Some of us, it has been 3-4 years since we've seen our parents, and we've changed and grown, but we just assume that they haven't, and maybe they haven't. But I just think that if it's on your mind a lot, and if your parents are on your mind a lot and you think about them, it's always worth seeing where you can be more accepting of where they're at while having very strong boundaries and knowing that to choose your battles. And I get that now. It's like, yes, I want to spend time with my dad. I want to see him, but there may be a time where he kind of says something that's out of pocket. And then I have the ability to make a choice in that moment. I'm not so reactive to the things that my dad said because I've taken time to sit with it, to understand why he says this. Where is this really coming from? Is this a projection of how he feels about himself? And so since I've taken the time in the no contact to really weigh all those options, I have all those tools. I have tools. And so then when I'm hanging out with my dad and we're having a good time, because I still love my dad and I want to spend time with him, but I also know who he is. I know that he doesn't have the emotional capacity. I know who he is, right? And so then he says something out of pocket. Oh, I feel it. But because I've taken time to meditate and breath work, I've learned all these things and I feel confident in who I am. I say, am I gonna take this personal? Yes, it's objectively annoying that he said this. He shouldn't have said it. But am I gonna take it personal? No. Do I feel this way about myself? No. Okay, do I want to leave? Is it making me like am I getting so triggered where I want to leave and get out? Am I pissed? Because you can leave if you want. No. Okay, well, all right, we feel good right now. Let's just not even say shit. It's not even worth it. We acknowledge it within ourselves. It's not like we're sitting here gaslighting ourselves and just being still in that fairy tale land. No, I'm very aware of why he said it. And that's what it is. Sometimes all you need to know is it's good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that you just need to observe and process within yourself. And you don't always have to say something all the time, especially if it's been the same old argument forever. And it's just like, that's a part of their personality coming back out. You have options, you guys. It doesn't have to make you fall out and fall out down the floor. You give too much meaning, especially to your parents. And I understand because you respect them and you're taught to, really want that validation, which you are deserving of the validation from your parents because that validation teaches you. It's supposed to teach you and help you understand who you are as a person and help you be well adjusted to society and help you go through situations that are always not going to feel good, but then you still know that you're worthy of love. But some of us weren't given that messaging, even though our parents had the intentions of doing that. We didn't interpret it that way. We didn't internalize it that way. And so you have to really start to sit with yourself and know who you are and know where you're at and stop letting who your parents have projected you to be, who have made you feel like you are, be the end all be all and the final boss. No, you get to decide who you are. You get to decide who you are. Even if you've been somebody totally different in the past, guess what? Today, you get to wake up and say, I know that I've lived 20 years doing this job. I don't want to do it anymore. You get to decide that. You get to say, man, I have spent 20 years running the streets. I'm tired of running the streets. I actually think I'm going to say no. And I actually think I'm going to start distancing myself from certain people, not because I think they're bad people. I was just hitting with them yesterday, but I'm just tired of this. I know judgment. I'm not going to walk around talking shit about people in the streets. I'm not going to walk around talking down on people in the streets. If anything, I want to find other people and see if maybe the reason why they're in the streets is the same reason why I was. And maybe I can influence them or something in the future. But right now, it's time for me to get my mind right and understand that this life is not what I want anymore. But I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm not going to down nobody because I was just doing it a hot second ago. But let me get to the root of it and not judge other people once I get to a better place. Let me help other people come to a better place too that want to do it but don't know how. Let me help other people instead of judging. Let me not forget where I came from. Let me not forget the struggles that we all have that got us here. And just because I had the resources or I woke up and had the enlightenment, which is one of the biggest resources, you can have the money, you can have the people, you can have all the materials, but if you don't have the right mindset, it's worthless. So yeah, let me use what I have, this knowledge of what I see, this perspective, to see if I can impact somebody else. Let me see. Let me make a decision. You're one decision away from it. Literally, one decision away. You know what? I'm so tired of spending all this money every single weekend ruining my liver. I'm tired. And maybe I need to actually take a different step because I've tried this and I need to get help, or I need to admit it, or I need to talk to my family, or I need to really say, hey guys, I'm realizing this is something that's really hard for me. So yeah, please don't invite me to this and da da da. Yeah, we don't want to be out loud that it may be that serious, that we may need to take things to that extreme in order to get to where we need to go. Some of us, we don't want to admit that because then that would admit that you have a problem with something, that you can't control something. And see, from the beginning, you have a fear of not being in control, and you also have a fear of being perceived as out of control in certain aspects of your life. You don't want anybody to know that maybe you have a problem. You don't want anybody to know that maybe you're suffering with addiction. You don't want anybody to know that you can't control the things that you eat. That doesn't feel good, to feel like you're out of control. I know. And so you do it in the comfort of the darkness in your home, and you that's how you know that it's really taking over, because what used to be something that you did socially, now you do by yourself. And it's like you have this person looking over, and you don't want to answer the phone because it's like, I don't want to be able to judge, because maybe you're judging yourself. I don't want people to know that I'm drinking on a Wednesday at this. I don't want people to always answer the phone and I'm always doing this. If you're starting to become aware of that, are you why are you starting to think like that? Why do you care if someone sees you doing it all the time? Why are you wanting to do it in secret all of a sudden? Why can't you own this part of you? Because you don't want to, because it's not where you want to stay, and it's not who you are at your core. It's because you don't want to own it. That's why. Hi. Gosh, I did something. I don't know. What did I do to it? How did I sleep? Oh yeah. Whew. Okay. Baby. Where did that come from? Random. Pop of the wrist, respectfully, for self-love. So yeah, we're here. It's Thursday. Today is my Friday because I want it like that. Well, it's not that I don't work on Fridays, but I just don't go live on Fridays. So today's my Friday. I said I want to just work Monday through Thursdays doing this. I was born on a Friday, so I said Friday is a good day to take a day off, to sleep in a little bit later, to give myself some self-care, to take a yoga class. That would usually be in the time of this, to go to the gym early, to make a nice breakfast and take a slow morning, drink some tea. You know, I need that balance. Monday through Thursday, I get up, I give early. I still give back to myself, but I'm more like rushed because I get up around 5 in the morning to be on here at 6:30, but I find that it's like I need more time in the morning. I like to be slow. I don't like waking up like, no, I like to get down and I like to sit. Sometimes I be rolling the joint and then I like to sit. Oh my God, I love that morning. I love it. And it's nighttime still. And I like when it's dark outside and it's just me and I'm bundled up and it just feels so, I don't know, like my inner child loves that. I just love it. I can't wait to have a backyard, and I'm going to have a tent that I keep up all the time. And I just want to go sleep in the tent outside. To me, as a little kid, that was like something I always wanted to do, especially with my family. Like, let's all go outside in the backyard. And then, no, people don't do that. Black people don't. And yes, we do. Stop acting like that. We're so disconnected from the land and nature that now we're scared of the shit when we used to be in it and grow it and do it and be so intuitive. Okay, no, I want to get back to it. Okay, it's nice and it's grounding to sleep outside. Okay, so I'm really excited. And that's something like, when I have children, oh my God, they're gonna wake up and be like, guess what, you guys were sleeping outside. They'll be like, what the hell? Aren't we supposed to be asking you? I'm like, no, I'm asking y'all, can you sleep outside in the tent with me and let's get snacks? I love it. Okay, it's something that I've always wanted to do, if you can't tell. So where was I going with this? Oh, where was I going with this? I just like being up late. Yeah, and I like being spontaneous. And another reason why I don't go live on Fridays is because on Thursdays I like staying up late. There's part of me that sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I feel like it's like a school day. I don't have to get up and I don't have to do the live at 6:30. I just want to stay up late and play video games and watch movies. That's so fun to me. Just the little things. I don't know, those little inner child things. I need it. And no one's telling me to turn the TV off. And no one's telling me not to eat this shit. Even though I wish somebody did tell me to turn it off, because now my eyes are burning and I'm tired. And I wish somebody did tell me don't eat this shit, because now I got diarrhea. But anyway, sometimes you just choose the darkness. You just choose the darkness because it's fun in the moment, okay? And that's what I'm saying. We are not here trying to be all love and light, perfect all the time. That's not that's not the point of the spiritual journey. The point, in my opinion, of the spiritual journey is to be authentic, and no matter what that looks like, and then you make a conscious choice based on how your actions and behaviors and impact make you feel. Once you are connected to how it makes you feel and you're not numb to how things make you feel, then how you feel is going to guide a lot of your actions, because even the stuff that you did that was toxic back in the day, that didn't feel like anything, that felt like the right answer. It felt like the right answer to be malicious and get revenge on your ex. It felt like the right answer. It felt like 100% the right answer to go slash them tires, baby. I know in 2005 it felt like it was the only option, bitch. I'm slashing them tires, okay? It's the only option that I have right now, because I'm so dysregulated, and I want you to feel the pain that I'm feeling right now, because I need to share it. I can't sit in it by myself, and so I'm gonna slash the tires so that when you wake up, you're gonna feel the disappointment that I felt when I caught you laid up, okay? And so, yeah, that was the only option 5 years ago, 10 years ago for some of you, for some of us. Let me not try to exclude. I never slashed tires, but I did other stuff, okay? But that was the other. But then when you grow and you say, okay, wait, I need to become, how does this make me really feel though? Is this all this? And is this worth this energy? Is this really the person that I want to go to jail? I'm going to jail over is this what is this who I am? Is this what I want to be? This is who I don't know. And then you start to say, this doesn't even feel like, I actually just don't want to be in these situations anymore. I actually just want to choose people who respect me. I actually just want to choose people who don't trigger me so much that I get out of character and do something that I can be in prison for. Okay? Like I want to have healthy, safe people around me. And you see, and so you stop being so detached from how you really feel about things, and you recognize that the answer is not to go out there and slash tires. It's to realize that I don't feel safe with this person. I don't feel comfortable, and I don't like how I behave when I'm with this person. And I don't like that this is what I choose to do, regardless of who I'm with. And so, aside from this person triggering me so much, I think that it's time for me to sit with myself for a little bit and say, why is this the solution to shit? It's me. I'm doing this. I think that this is justified. These are the parts of ourselves that we don't want to talk about. These are the parts of ourselves that we have shame around. These are the parts of ourselves. It was the mummy. He wasn't the mummy. But that other person, now I got to look up the Titanic. Again, I just want to look it up. Or I want to look up both these men. I got to look up these men now. You know, the Titanic came out on my birthday, and I felt really drawn to it. I didn't realize this until like last year. And I was like, man, when the Titanic came out, I felt like a real deep, heavy energy. And I don't know, like it really impacted me. I was like 10 years old when the Titanic came out, 10 or 11 years old. And the Titanic made me so depressed. It made me, yeah, the same energy character. You're so right. It's like the same exact energy. That's wild. The Avatar movie is so good. The Avatar is so good, but you're gonna be, just like every Avatar movie, every day I'm emotional under the sun, happy, sad, pissed off. I can't stand it. Fuck, get me the fuck out of here. Why are we living in this bitch? I can't stand Earth. I can't stand humans. Oh, maybe that's just me. But yeah, I got really depressed. I got really depressed when I watched Titanic, and then like I started doing research. My mom was literally like, "Girl, like what is wrong?" Because like for weeks it really impacted me. I'm like, all those people just died like that. I was just so upset about it, even though now I know it's probably a lie, and we probably did it ourselves, and it probably never happened. Who knows? But I got so depressed, and then like last year, for some reason, I was just thinking about how much I got obsessed with the Titanic. I just was randomly thinking about, remember when I was a kid? And I was like, when did that come out? When did that come out? I look it up, December 19th, 1997. And I was born December 19th, 1986. And I was just like, that was just weird. I don't know what made me look it up, and it just happened to be my birthday. And I really felt drawn to it. So just a random fact. Anyway, back to the messages. Maybe that is the message, that you need to start remembering what you used to like in childhood, and remember these things. Start sitting more with it. Some of you are so scared to think about your past because there's negativity and darkness and things are scary, but those things do not have to define you. And I promise that you've already survived the things that you're scared of sitting with. That's what I'm talking about. You already have survived the things that you're scared of just sitting with. So here we are. We've already survived a lot of the abuse. We still put ourselves sometimes in situations to be abused because we think that's what we deserve. But the initial abuse, we survived it. But now, because we didn't have the space to actually feel it and express it, it's just things stuck in our tissues. It's things stuck in our chest. And this is why you guys have racing heart and you feel tightness and heart palpitations whenever certain energy comes around you. It gets stuck in our stomach. And this is why we feel these butterflies sometimes when certain energy comes around, and we feel like it's love, but really it's a warning. And then sometimes you feel a tightness. How come sometimes when you hug somebody, even someone that you don't know, you feel a real tightness? Why did you tighten up like that? Your body remembers something, and there's certain frequencies, just like I just said. That was the reason why I just said about the Titanic and the Notebook. That's exactly what I just said. That's why I said, why am I so stuck on this? I was wondering, because I know that everything I say on here is for a reason. There's nothing that I don't say that's not a reason. And so the reason why I was so stuck on the fact of the Titanic guy and the Notebook guy is because someone said it here, same energy character. Same energy character. And so because we recognize frequencies, and because energy doesn't lie, even if someone is playing a representation, there's some of us that are so tapped in, so clairsentient, that we can feel it, that even when we just give a hug to a complete stranger, something sends shivers down our spine, and we don't know exactly what it is. And we all of a sudden, I'm like, why am I stuttering around this person? Why do I feel like this around this person? And maybe you're just in a similar situation of something that you are not consciously thinking about. And so that's why it feels like it's just a random feeling. But if you actually attach the memories to your body again, you would know exactly what it is. You would know exactly why you feel that way, but you've been so disconnected from your mind and body that the feelings come up, but then the mind is so confused because you've been overriding your system for so long. And so your body's like, get out of here. This is just like dad's energy, the bad parts. This is just like it. This person's a narcissist, just like dad. This person is playing you. This is love bombing. Don't fall for it. And then the butterflies are just going, but it's really a warning. But then the mind is so wounded still, and the mind is still running a program that you're like, oh, shut up. You don't ever want me to be happy. It's just me. I just don't know how to love. And these butterflies are the feelings I always wanted to feel. And even though this love bombing feels a little weird, like that they are feeling so strong so soon. It feels a little off. I'm just going to dismiss it because it feels so good too. And I never have anybody say words of affirmation like this. And I never have anybody give gifts like this. This feels so amazing, even though it does feel a little soon, but I really love it. And it feels great though on the other end. And let's just, ignorance is bliss. YOLO, fuck it. Who cares? Like, let's just be it and be ignorant and be in it until that heartache hits your ass, until that abandonment hits your ass, until the betrayal wound hits your ass, until the anxious attachment hits your ass, until the avoidance hits your ass, until the feelings hit your ass. Oh, you don't like it no more? Isn't it ignorant and blissful? Is it too painful for you to not ignore it no more? Is it too painful now that you're invested and you've done all these things? What's wrong? It's getting real. The feelings, that feeling is getting louder. The butterflies are not going away, but now it's turned into anxiety. It's no longer, you don't recognize it as butterflies no more. How come? It was the same feeling that you had. Why is it now at one time it's butterflies and it's a good thing, but now that you've gotten to see some things and you're more aware, now this feeling is crippling anxiety every day? Well, why don't you just tell yourself it's the butterflies? That's what you did in the first place. Just tell yourself it's the butterflies. That's what you did in the first place. You override it. You can do it again. Oh, it's too painful. You've seen too much in this person now. Oh, you can't ignore it no more. Oh, it's too much. You can't ignore it. You tried to and you couldn't ignore it no more. Oh, okay. It's getting too overwhelming now. The feelings, they're getting too big. They need somewhere to go. You feel like they need to get out. You can't sleep. You're not sleeping next to the person that you just lay awake and stuff, anxious, having dreams about them and stuff, but it's crazy. They over here like this. They're sleeping just fine. Well, why are you like that? Why is it? What do you need to talk about? What do you need to get off your chest? What is it? Just say it. Own it. Acknowledge it. Well, I don't know how to. I don't know. You don't know how to articulate it because you haven't really taken the time to process it, and that's okay. But just tell me what you feel right now. You don't have to know the whole story right now, but just tell me exactly what you're feeling right now in this moment. Scared. Terrified. Unsafe. Not good enough. Scared that this thing that you've made your lifeline is going to be ripped away from you, and what are you going to do? That fear of what you're going to do when this thing that you've made your lifeline, your happiness, your purpose, this person that you made your purpose to heal and fix is now deciding they may not want to be healed and fixed by you anymore. So yeah, it feels really catastrophic because you've made your whole personality and your whole life revolving around being chosen by this person. And now the very thing that you want so desperately, that you've been carefully calculating subconsciously behavior towards, is crumbling. Oh my gosh, I know this feeling. You're out of control. Back to the beginning. You're out of control. That's the shadow that you need to integrate. This feeling of not being in control of people, things, stuff. You feel the most control when you can calculate everyone's move. You feel the most safe when you can predict people's behavior. But now this person that was predictable is doing something that's unpredictable, and it's sending you into a spiral because you based your nervous system on controlling their behavior. I hurt my feelings a lot, and it does make me feel insignificant sometimes, but I love myself, and yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I think I am worthy. I think I am worthy of someone who can meet me where I'm at. But I'm just consciously choosing to be with somebody who is not on the journey at all and is very much still stuck. But yeah, I love myself and I feel worthy of that. Yeah. I feel worthy of doing a job that fulfills me and actually pays me the money that I deserve. But I just make a conscious choice to stay in this job for the last 20 years. And even though I know I can't just leave from one day to the next, I just don't want to take any steps to do anything else. But I love myself and I value how much and all the things I do. Yeah. Yeah. I do. I really love myself enough to not judge myself, and not judge the things that I do. But, I do have close friends that judge me all the time. And it really shitty a little bit. Like it sucks. But I love myself not enough to, not judge myself. But yeah, my close friends, my best friends, they judge me all the time. But yeah, I I love myself. In these time constraints. Maybe there is a way for me to have ownership of my time. Maybe there is. Look at other people who are doing it. Look at this person. And then instead of being uh, triggered by people that you see doing it or just projecting your fear on them, be inspired. Just know that if they can do it, why can't you? That's what it is. If I'm doing this, that means that you are capable of doing it. It may look different. It may take different time frame. You're not me and I'm not you. But if this is what you want and you want to be able to work from your home and do what you love and do all these things, then what's the first steps? Do you start doing it in your free time and so that you can transition? Do you take out a business loan? Do you take out your 401k? I did. Some people think that's crazy, but I know that it's crazy to think that my little 40,000 401k is going to actually mean something in 2089, okay, with the way that things are going. So let me go ahead and use that and invest that shit in myself right now where it actually can get me something, and then I'll reinvest later. There's some things that you have to do that are just like crazy where you're like, like I'll tell you, some of you guys have been in corporate for 10 years. Some of you guys do have some nice 401ks and all this stuff. You could take a portion of it. You could do that and say, you know what? I'm going to use these next 6 months to come up with a solid plan, something that I feel comfortable with, and I'm going to save on top of this. Then I'm going to withdraw 50% of my 401k, and everyone's going to tell me I'm crazy. It's your 401k. It's crazy to think that you think that 50k is going to do something. Look, they don't even want you to retire until 70. What the fuck? So you're saying that you're going to subscribe to that shit? You're going to start living your life when you're 70 years old and now you can take more than two. No, no, no. You got to invest. You got to take that leap. And yeah, so I did that. I said, listen, I got to keep living. I believe in myself. I'm withdrawing this shit. I'm going to roll it over to an IRA so I don't get as big as a penalty, because IRAs don't give as big as penalties as 401ks do. And you can roll it over risk-free with no penalty. There's no thing. And then instead of getting charged 10% to withdraw from your 401k, you can get charged 3% to withdraw from your IRA. And then you take that money and you get your shit in gear. You take it seriously. You say, damn, if I took the risk of taking out my retirement, I need to be fucking serious with this, which means, no, I'm not going to dinner. No, I'm not doing this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to pay up my bills, pay up my car payment, not spend this money, go get in a purse. I don't need that shit. Fuck a purse. Pay off the bills that I know are making me stressed. Pay down that credit card. And I'm going to take a couple months off. And I'm going to use this time because time is the value. I'm going to use my time that I usually would spend 40 hours in corporate America. I love that, Jay. Let's go. And I'm going to take this time to spend 40 hours a day on myself. What can I achieve and what can I accomplish if I take that 40 hours and spend 40 hours a week on myself? 8 hours a day writing my book, 8 hours a day producing music, 8 hours a day writing poetry, 8 hours a day just living, breathing, resting for a second, because not every day is going to be creative. But this time for you to recalibrate, this time to feel what it feels like to march to the beat of your own drum, because baby, once you get a taste of it, you're going to do every motherfucking thing to keep it. Okay, so sometimes just getting a taste of that shit is the medicine, because you're like, damn, this is what it feels like to wake up when you want. This is what it feels like to do what you want. This is what it feels like to wake up when you want. This is what it feels like to do what you want. This is what it feels like to wake up when you want. This is what it feels like to do what you want. This is what it feels like to wake up when you want. This is what it feels like to do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. Some of you are going to feel like a kid in the candy store. You're going to wake up on that Monday morning, that first morning, because you've been on vacation before. So it's usually after like the 2-week mark, because you've taken 2 weeks off before. Then when it starts hitting that month mark, hey, hitting that month mark, hey, I said hitting that month mark, hey, and then guess what happened? Well, at least for me, I had survivor's guilt. I had like survivor's guilt. So on Tuesday, I'd be at the beach, baby. At Tuesday at 1 p.m., I'd be at the beach. And then I would post it and then I would feel like shit. And I'll be like, oh my God, I feel like I have survivor's guilt that I survived. I got out of the system and I'm at the beach on a Tuesday and everybody's working and they probably, I don't know. I did. All these judge, I felt judged. I judged myself. I was so used to being programmed. I was so used to being in the system. I was so used to my worth being determined by my productivity or where I am on a Tuesday that when I was somewhere where the fuck I should be, what the hell? Why shouldn't I be on the beach? What the hell? Who said I shouldn't be at the beach at 1:00 on a Tuesday? Who said it? Who said that? And why the hell am I feeling guilty for enjoying the earth just because it's a specific day of the week that someone fucking made up? The fuck? What is Tuesday? What is that? And why am I feeling bad because someone told me that on Tuesday at 1:00, this is where the fuck I'm supposed to be? Don't I determine that? I'm over here feeling guilty for doing something that we can all do. It just looks different for us. But so many of us are so committed to the fact that we can't, so that the only thing that we can do is get mad at those who believe that they can. So many of us are so committed to the idea that we can't, that the only way that we can move this inspiration and this energy that we have is transmuting it into anger or jealousy or envy because we don't understand or believe that we have the capability of doing the same thing. And so we transmute this energy instead of using it productively. We use it to try to tear someone down or send energy, or we hope for someone's downfall so that we can feel more on the same level again because this person elevating makes me feel like shit about myself, but it's not attractive for me to be honest about that. It's not attractive for me. I don't want anybody to know that I'm jealous of somebody. That's not cute. I don't want anybody to know that. That's not cute. That's not confident. And I'm trying to pretend I got this false sense of confidence to hold up. You know what I'm saying? I got this false sense of confidence to hold up, okay? I got a persona to protect. And I can't be around here pretending that I give a damn about this person. This person, they don't even look better than me. They're not as pretty as me. Look at my body. That's why they're overweight. Okay? And their teeth are yellow. I don't even know. People just don't even care. So, the next time someone leaves you an out of pocket comment that has nothing to do with anything, or you see somebody insult your looks or something that has nothing to do with anything, that's just telling you they're just projecting. That is, they're just projecting. They're just trying to find something to bring you down to their level because misery does love company, and I don't want to be in this low frequency by myself. I don't want you to. Don't be elevating around me because you're just a mirror on how I'm not, and I don't like how the fuck that makes me feel. And so instead of me coming back, I finally did it. Yes. And so that's why I was late today, because I started editing my podcast right before I wanted to go live, and I don't know why I did that because I know it's going to take longer for me to edit than how much time I gave myself. So why do I do that? I can't be the only one who loves the random dance breaks with Kristen. Aw, I love that. I do. I love dancing with y'all. Hey. It's called Stay Hype. If you go to my website, www.kristen.com, I'm trying to say it like those people on the radio. But if you go on www.kristenunderwood.com, you will see... Oh, I love that you feel that. You will see my podcast. You will see the way that you can work with me one-on-one. You will see my workshop that I have at the end of the month. You will see any in-person events. You'll see my social medias. You'll see all the things that make me me. You'll see my music that I created. You'll see all the things. You'll see my glasses that I'm throwing. Yeah, I'm like something, I don't know what it is. I keep taking them off because I'm like, this is too tight on my head. Why am I feeling this? I just washed my hair this morning. I feel so fresh. I washed my face. I feel so good. I'm so happy. I think that I really need to celebrate the good moments because I'm trying to tell you, I was in the darkness and it just feels so good to be in the light again. And so I celebrate it hard because I know what it feels like to just be not inspired every day, day in and day out, not giving a fuck, not taking this stuff, not going 3 days without a shower, not doing your hair. I've been there. When I get down, I get down. I definitely have ideology and just weird thoughts like, what the fuck? I can't do this shit too heavy. I can't. And then I remember who I am. And then it's always weird when I get into those dark moments and I do allow myself to say, I hate this. Fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. Everybody's this. You know, you just allow yourself. You need to allow yourself to sulk. You need to allow yourself that pity party. It's real feelings. It's valid. It is frustrating. Why are things not happening sooner? I am trying to learn patience. This is why it keeps getting delayed. I understand, but damn. Okay. And then you allow yourself to feel it. You usually do feel lighter over afterwards. And then there's just an overwhelming part of me that's like, bitch, you're not giving up. Stop with all this shit. Okay. It always is that like that. It's always this part of me that when I say it, I'm like, maybe I'm just not supposed to do this. Like, maybe this is just not my path, you know? And then there's an overwhelming part that's like, girl, what else would you be doing? What else would you be doing right now? Oh, you want to go back to the bank? And then, and it spooks me. And then as soon as I think about, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I think about going back to the bank. That'll do it. Get your head up. Whoa. Hey, bitch, I'm here, bitch. Oh, get it in gear, bitch. Get the fuck out, bitch. Hey, you want to go back to the bank? Ooh, no. Ooh, I'm here. That'll do it. We're here. I don't want to go back to the cubicle, bitch. Let me show up what we need to do. What you want me to do? You want me to start writing that? No. Tell me what. I know I wasn't listening before. I'm getting to the verge. I don't want to go back to the bank. Tell me what is it? What you want me to do, Spirit? Or write the book? Okay, let me go. Actually, yeah, it was already done. I just didn't. Yeah, it's already been done. It was already done. I'm ovulating. Yeah, just thought you should know that. If that makes sense. I'm ovulating right now. Yes, bitch. We ain't got no blow, bitch. Yeah, trying to get it, trying to get it, trying to procreate, right? See my body getting ready to say, look, you see how it's glowing? You see how it's plump? You see how it's, you want it? I'm biologically trying to get it. But then nothing happens. And then they say, damn, every single month, nothing happened, bitch. Every single month, nothing happens. Some months I don't glow. I'll be in the ovulation. I say, damn, how come I'm not like, aren't I ovulating? How come I'm not feeling like I'm in the ovulation mode? They say, bitch, I don't know. Nothing.